Before this video begins, I do want to say that most of these boosts do just only require JETT with her Qs, but one or two will need to have the Sage wall. However, if that does happen, I always have like a backup that you can technically do it with just JETT. And I put that in the title. This is pretty much, there are a lot of boosts with Omen as well as Sage in the wall, but this is just only for JETT that you can do solo. So yeah, thank you for watching, and let's get into the video. For the first one, you're going to only be using either a Sage wall to, absolutely max this one out. However, I would recommend that you save it, or just two of JETT's Qs. So we have the ult, you're going to Q again, and you can see all of A long there. And if somebody's peeking there, it's really, really easy shot. Because most people don't actually sort of like, do this with it. They're kind of waiting there with an AWP maybe, and it's very difficult for them to actually predict this. Right there, someone's holding it, boom, right there, headshot. So the next boost isn't actually, in my opinion, the most useful one. In fact, it's not even wall bangable, but, I'm trying to show all the boosts, so why not show it? This one only requires two, I think one or two of Q's ult, or Q's, JETT's Q. So yeah, it's just this, and then you're hovering, and you can see into A short. Now, as you can see, it's not the most useful thing. One, it actually isn't wall bangable with this. You can't actually shoot through that, which obviously kind of makes it a bit weird. But if you have a judge, you can actually wall bang this pretty easily, and if someone's there, they're pretty much dead because you can only see their head pretty much. And it's just a really weird off angle that not a lot of people will be looking at up there. They may hear your Q up, but they will probably not be looking up there. It's just kind of a weird angle. So the next boost, and by far my favorite boost in the entire map, actually second favorite really, is this one. Now again, this one actually does work a lot better with the Sage's like wall thing, because you actually do use less, and there's actually two ways to do it. But the first one is, I'm going to use one Q to simulate the Sage's ult, or the Sage's wall, since I'm alone, and then I'm going to use two after that just to pretend that I'm on top of it. So here comes one, hold it, and then here you can see all of mid. And that's another angle that if somebody's peeking there, and a lot of people do, they're waiting for someone to just kind of push out through mid window. It's really weird to have to be watching it and then have to do that. Nobody expects it. Nobody even has the muscle memory for that to do that. It's just really weird off angle, and you'll probably get a kill 99% of the time if someone's there. So here again, let's pretend that the Sage is ult here, or the Sage's wall. 1, 2, hold it. Boom, 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 boom. Super easy. Now, there's actually a second way to do this, and it's actually alone. You don't have to have Sage's wall. It's to get up onto this thing, and since now I only have one, just remember that. You jump forward and then hold a little bit of your spacebar and then Q. So hold a little bit, Q, and you can see a lot more. So basically, there's still a way to do this alone without Sage's ult, but as you can see with this one, you actually stay a little bit higher, a little bit longer. 1, 2, you can see a little bit more, but it's still definitely viable up here. I'll show you this one. Remember, jump, 1, and then boom. So, they're both definitely viable, but, I would much rather have the Sage's ult, or the Sage's wall. And this is something that I would actually use it, because you know how the wall is an incredibly valuable thing, but you could get a super easy pick mid, and then just rush B. This one is probably one of the most niche boosts in the world, really. You're not really going to use this too much unless, you really, really think it's a good play. And again, this is a boost that I'm just trying to show all the boosts, so you may not necessarily use this too much. But all you got to do is stand on here, jump forward, hold Q, and then you can see right here. Pretty easy. It's not that useful since, it's really, really niche. Not many people are holding that angle or something like that. But, it can definitely come if you're a super big brain, someone's there doing this, Q, and then ult, I don't have it out, and then just doing that is really, nobody would ever predict that. Nobody's going to be looking up here when they're peeking out of this. Nobody's ever going to be looking up there. So yeah, that's not the most, mainstream one. Not many people are going to use it, but it's definitely useful in some very niche situations. And this one is also from like this, the same T-spawn. Again, not the most useful thing, but this one actually I could definitely see myself using a lot more. And it is to do this. You just got to jump onto this and then sort of do the same thing that with the last boost to jump forward and then hold Q, and then you'll be able to see right here. Again, not the most useful thing in the world because it's not the most peaked angle. However, if you know they're there, it's definitely something that'll catch them really, really off guard. Now, this is one of the more complex ones that I actually got to work in an actual game that someone was actually peeking. So my team would actually push through, through here. We were on B site, and I knew that they were probably going to be rotating through C long. And the Sage actually, I'm surprised that he actually listened to me, but he allowed me to boost up onto this, because I didn't even know if it would work. But I was boosted onto this thanks to the Sage's wall, and then I double Q'd, and I could see right there, and I actually got a kill because he was trying to get the orb. And, you know, this one I'm only showing you because I've actually seen it work, even though it looks really kind of niche, like the other boost. But I've actually seen it work myself. So again, you know, you jump up one, hold another, you can actually see the ult itself. And, you know, I was super surprised that I actually got that. I really should have recorded it. I don't actually have like a quick record thing. I only use OBS. But if I'd gone to that, I would have definitely showed you. But it's a really interesting one. But you do need Sage's Wall. And again, there are better uses of it. Now, going back over to the A site, this is by far my favorite boost, because this is the one that I got to work a lot. Because it's super hard to get, and they had no idea where I was actually coming from. So the first one, it's solo Sage. So you get on top of these boxes. Super simple. I'm surprised I actually haven't seen it too much. As you jump forward, Q, and you can see all of A site. It is incredibly useful, and I'm surprised that nobody else has been using it. And once again, all you gotta do, jump on this box. Super, you're like covered as well. Most people aren't gonna be pushing through this very, very hard if they're trying to hold the site. So this is more for retake, obviously, but again, Q, you can see all of A site. This, I've never seen it fail. I've always catch someone. I may not kill them, but I definitely see them. And I don't even play JETT too much, but anytime I'm playing JETT on this, especially when I'm solo queuing and I don't just I'm trying to have fun, I definitely try to play JETT. And then this, it works a lot, and it's really, really cool when it actually works. So the next one is actually a little bit of a response to that. You got to get onto this like these double boxes. And then, like I said, it's a response. You go forward, then double Q, and you can see right into the B connector, whatever that's. So basically that's used to catch people that are rotating. If you're already on B site and then you happen to find yourself on it, and you can ask the Sage for the wall, you can actually just get on this, and it's really easy to catch. I haven't actually tried this myself, but I definitely could see it working, because a lot of people are already on B and they're probably going to be rotating through that. And so once you're already on bomb site, this is kind of like a logical next step. It's a really easy, you can clear it super well. And so yeah, that's a little bit of a response to the last one. It goes both ways, I guess. Now, the final one coming from the actual A bomb site is going to be looking this one, again, from this same spot here. It's going to be looking over to the CT spawn. So, again, very simple, just got to go. It's kind of the exact same thing as just going this way, except 1, 2, you can see CT spawn pretty easily. Again, another rotate spot. Not many people are actually going to be doing that. I actually found that this one doesn't work. If you're looking at it, you can't really see anything. This is kind of the only spot you can do it from. You can, in theory, do it from here, but this is just a little bit closer. So again, I guess you could kind of do a quick peek of everything. Now, going back over to A long, you can see that I've actually seen this a lot before. If you're kind of clever, you might actually see this coming. But you have to just get on this little box. You know, it doesn't require any boost. You just got to jump up to it. And then jump forward and then double Q. You can see into window and a little bit of under it. But obviously, this is more for window. So you just jump up once again. Double Q, and you can see window. Now, window's probably one of the most common spots, and now that you've cleared it, you pretty much have an open A site, because there's only one. There's max to be like maybe 2 on it, unless they've stacked it. And if I rarely see 3 people on A site, there's probably gonna be 1 holding window for the long, and then 1 guy here. So once you've killed the window, if you can actually get the pick, you'll only have to worry about this guy right here. So once again, and I guess you can actually do it here, but it's a little bit, more time consuming. But really, you just got to get back onto this box right here. Double Q, and then hold. Boom, 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 boom. And it actually holds for quite a while. Now, I actually did really want to show one on the C-bomb site. Obviously, B is a little bit kind of closed off, so there isn't much there that you can really, I would consider a boost. But the first one that you can actually do is this one. Technically, it's a boost. It's just kind of something like that. Not everyone's going to be sort of, especially if you have your ult, not everyone's going to be kind of watching this. There's nothing here that can make like a kind of a head glitch other than Sage's wall. So I guess you could technically do it with Sage as well as JETT, but holding here is just kind of weird, kind of a weird off angle. Again, we can do this is actually a little bit more of an off angle, but then jumping Q and Q, you'll see from here. Again, not much of a boost, but a little bit of an off angle. That's why I kind of wanted to keep it at last. Again, here's another one. Jump. Again, a little bit better, but still, these things aren't necessarily boosts, since you're not really looking from the super far side of the map, but it still can be useful, especially when defending C site. Now, the last one, a little bit of a weird one. Kind of, again, not really the most boost-like thing, but in my opinion, it's probably one of the funniest ones, especially it's just a weird one, you'll see. So basically, You just got to get onto that box, so 1Q, and then get over there. So I actually found this by chance. I was just seeing if I could do it, and then I actually tried it again, and as you can see, you can do this with it. And slowly just touch down, and then you let go. You're not holding a Q, no one can hear anything. All they can see is kind of your legs, and then I guess a little bit of your gun. But once they're walking down here, there's no surviving that. Basically, as you can see, you're standing there, so I guess technically they can kind of see your legs, especially if they're walking up. But you know something that I've kind of noticed? Not everyone's going to be kind of looking up there. And even if they're like sort of unconsciously seeing it, like they're not actually realizing that they see the legs there, it might just sort of slip under the radar, sort of. They're not really focused on it. They're trying to peek the thing because it's kind of a hard thing to clear. They're looking there, and they're not going to be ready for when you're up there shooting down at them. Again, and actually you can do it pretty quickly, a little bit faster than they can. And I assume you can do it here, but I just found a little bit more consistent there. I actually got it. I found a little bit more consistent if you like go up first and then land on it. But, you know, I guess you can actually do it there. And another thing, don't actually move. See, there's a little bit of inconsistency. Don't actually move when you get on there. Just let go. See, a little bit of inconsistency on that one. But yeah, like, don't move on there. Just slowly float down onto it, and then you'll stay on it. So yeah, that is it. Thank you for watching. And if you enjoyed, please subscribe. It really helps out my channel. And if, as you may have noticed, I am streaming a little bit more. And yeah, thank you guys for watching. I'll link that in the description. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.